Hi guys, welcome back. Stuart here. On today's video we are going to be playing Factory Capers. An abandoned factory complex is an opportunity to build a mechanical themed amusement park. Your objective, to have at least 1100 guests in your park at the end of October year 3 with a park rating of at least 600. If you've been playing the scenarios through in order, then this will be the first time you will come across a park where the guests have to pay to enter. Once they've paid to enter, the rides will then be free. Everyone we've played so far, it's been free to enter, but you have to pay for each ride. Now, let's see what rides we have unlocked at the start. Train, trams and monorails. Quite a few gentle rides. A few roller coasters. Quite a few thrill rides. Some water rides. A lot of shops. A first aid room and a cash point there and there. We'll cover those later on, but this will be the first time we've come across those in a game. We've got a kiosk to begin with. That's great. So what I'm going to do now is we've got pretty much everything that we would normally want to begin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my money into roller coasters to see if we can get any better roller coasters than what we've already got unlocked. Now, whilst that's happening, I'm going to get rid of all the scenery and the pathing. We've got a massive floor space here, and if we click this button here, that shows us the floor space that we have, that we own. And then if we click the button underneath there, that shows us that we can buy the building rights for all that area there. So that way, if we want to build any massive roller coasters, we can just build some building rights. We can buy some building rights and stick them there. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of all the scenery, get rid of all the paths, and then we can crack on building. Right, I've deleted all the scenery and all the paths. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save the park and give it a name, blank. That way, if I ever want to play the scenario again and don't want to have to get rid of all the paths and scenery, I can just load up that version. Now what I'm going to do now quickly is change the save. There you go. So now every time I save, it won't be overwriting the blank. First thing, let's get a handyman. That allows me to see the grid of the park. Right. Right, let's get rid of the handyman. I've got my basic outline for the entrance to the park. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start building some rides. I'm not going to open the park yet until I've got quite a few rides, because the amount of rides and how good your park is determines how much you can charge for your ride, for your entry ticket. Now if I opened it now, in order to get any guests through the gate, I'd have to charge a very low amount. So I'm going to wait a bit till I've got a few rides, open it, then I can charge more, make a bit more money in the long run. Now I'm going to try something a little bit different to what I normally do in this park. Rather than using this little square pattern that I normally use, I'm going to use a bigger square. Have a few of these coming down the park, and divide it up into smaller areas. Now, whilst the video fast forwards, if it's any time you wanted to have a closer look to see what I was doing, there is a function on YouTube where you can slow the video down. So if I'm fast forwarding at say 16 times speed and you slow it down to a quarter speed, then you'll be looking at 4 times what I'm doing. But it's not going to be perfect, but some of you might like to do that. Right, so I'm going to crack on building some paths, and then I'm going to build some flat rides. It's June year one. I've been busy building quite a few thrill rides over the park. I'm going for a space theme. I've also managed to get some space style signs to keep it in keeping. What I'm hoping to do as well is build maybe some coasters over these rides, so I'll be filling in some of the space that I've left. I'm going to open the park up now. I'm gonna ram the price up. So I'm thinking with all the rides I've got here, I'm going to try it at £40. If that's too much, the guests will soon tell me. If it's the right amount, then they'll pay, they'll come in, they'll be quite happy. So let's start laying down the kiosks. Okay, guests are starting to come in. So £40. Seems like they're willing to pay that. So that's great. If I'd put the price lower and then had guests coming in as I was building, then all these people coming in now would have paid a lot less, but they still would have been still in the park. So hopefully this way will get me more money in the long run. Right, I'm going to build a couple of roller coasters that I like to build in all my parks. We are now into August, and as I've got two roller coasters, I think now is a good time to show you the first aid room. So I'm going to put these near the exits, and we'll put another one around the other side. And what this should do is, if a guest comes off the roller coaster feeling a bit sick, they will go into the first aid room, and that will help them recover. So it should reduce the amount of sick on the paths and increase the happiness of that guest. And the less sick on the path, that should mean that other guests won't see the sick and be upset. So the park's coming along quite nicely now. The graph is very steep, so that's good. A lot of guests coming in very quickly. Not sure what's happened here. Pirate ships seem to have stalled. Restart them. That one's gone. Not sure about this one. Very strange. There you go, they're getting on. And that one's fine. So there you go. The rides are called the Hispaniola and the Pride of the Skies. The Hispaniola was the name of the ship in Treasure Island. I remember when I was a child, there was a TV show on during holidays, during the school holidays, called Treasure Island in Outer Space. I'm pretty sure you can guess what it was about. And also, one of my favourite cartoons was Jason the Wheel Warriors, and they used to fly a ship called the Pride of the Skies. Right, before long, guests are going to start complaining that they are hungry. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start laying down some food areas. So for this, I'm going to use my usual square pathing system. It is October, year one. We have got over 800 guests in the park with a park rating of 938. The objective wants 1100 guests and a park rating of 600. So the 600 is fine. The park rating is fine. We just need 300 guests to complete that in 2 years. That should be fine. What I've done here is I've built shops all the way along. I've just started in order one side, worked my way up, done the same the other side. When I've run out of shops to use, I've just repeated them. Same order, doesn't really matter, just put them down randomly if you want. I've left a bit of space behind. What I might do is I might put seating areas all along. I've put handymen down, and I've also zoned them a few squares back. Now they'll stick to the path, so they won't wander onto the rough ground. But eventually, when I put rides off at the sides, I won't need to worry about handymen because they'll already be zoned. So as soon as I put the paths down for the rides, they'll start cleaning those. It is April, year three. We're on to the final year. We've got almost 1500 guests in the park. Park rating is just under maximum. That's fine. So for the next few months, I'm going to start building some seated areas all along here, and then after that, then we'll see how much time is left. It is June, year three. So I've built seating areas all the way along. Themed them in the space theming. Built a little rocket there. Maybe put I'll tell you what would look good next to that water ride. There's a little, what is it? Satellite. Will that fit there? No. Can't quite get it. Oh, maybe just there. And then perhaps on the ride. No. How about just a little jet of water? There you go. Yeah, 1,600 guests. The objective one's 1,400. The park rating is on maximum, or at least it looks like. Yep, a little blip there, but been flatlining for quite a while. Anyway, let's get back to building some rides. It is September year 3, just a month ago. I've built a pair of coasters at the back of the park. Let's have a look. Ooh, quite good, very high excitement. That's not bad. A few twists, some water, quite a few head chopper elements. That's these little bits where it goes underneath the track. So if you've ever been on one of these, it gives you the feeling that perhaps you could lose your head. Just need the zone. So I think, and I've had quite a bit of fun with this scenario. It's been very enjoyable, and one that I'd look forward to continuing to play after completing the objective. There's the see, he walked up to the mechanic. He walked up to the exit, and then he just turned around and walked away. So I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe he's doesn't register. Let's try again. Not very exciting, but oh well. Right, he's walking up the entrance path this time. Are you going to do your... No, he's not. He's walking up a different one. Okay, let's dump him there. See where he goes. Don't go back. Oh, he's got the radio call. Yes, we need you to fix the ride. Oh, okay, I'm on it. I'm coming. And he's there. So for whatever reason, I replaced the path, and he was able to access the ride. Strange. But as a bug for you to look out for, if you see one of your rides isn't getting fixed, it's probably why. There's just over a week until the objective is scored. The objective asked for 1,100 guests and a park rating of 600. Well, we've got park rating of 999 and we've got 1,800 guests. So we've smashed both objectives. Let's do a quick park tour. So we come in, the site is an old factory. So I've got rid of all the scenery and the pathing, and then what we're left with is what looks like a moonscape, which is something that you would see in quite a lot of old industrial areas where the ground has been poisoned, if for want of a better word. And you see this in post-industrialized areas where it just looks like a moonscape. So that's where I've gone with the space theme. So we got these space pirate ships here, and then a couple of little wild mouse rides, or space wild mouse rides. We got some space boats and some laser cars, as I've called them. It's not very exciting. Signature ride here, the loops and the 3D cinemas. A couple of magic carpets and sim rides. In the settings for these, there is different films you can set them to, and the same as well on the 3D cinema. There's three different films on there, but I thought 3 would be a bit much. At the back of the park then, we've got 2 large medium-sized wooden roller coasters. Quite good excitement levels, and we've completed the scenario. Pop my name in, Stu, and we're done. Smashed it, no problems at all. Quite a good scenario, this one. Probably the best of the first tier, mainly because it gives you a large amount of rides to start off with and a large amount of rides to unlock as well. It's a nice flat large scenario, so you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. And it's the first one that, if you play them in order, it's the first one where you have to set an admission price for the park. All the others so far will have been free entry and pay. So let's click on this guy. What's he got? Oh, this girl Claire, she's got £58 in her pocket. We've taken £40 off her. She's got £18 then to last her. I have got, have I? No, I haven't put any cash machines down. Silly. Haven't needed them, but the cash machines do allow the guests to get more money out if they run out. One thing I haven't got in the park is toilets. Reason being, in a pay to enter park, the bulk of the money you're going to get off the people. Who's this? Otto? He's got £48. He's paid 40 to get into the park. He's only got £8 left. He could leave in a minute and I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't matter. So one easy way of getting the guests to leave earlier than what they normally would is by making them get to the point that they're going to pee their pants. On each side then, I've got these little shops all along. I've doubled up when I've run out. And then just behind them then, I've got these little seating areas. Missed a couple. There you go. I've got security guards patrolling, bins next to the shop, see? I've got a zoom in, there you go. Just press and hold the screen to zoom. Little bin. If, yeah, it's a good little feature, this zoom in. If you think that it's not pixelated enough, you can then click on it and look, wow, you can actually count the pixels. But, yeah, this is fun scenario, best of the lot so far. Nice difference having pay to enter as opposed to pay per ride. So if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you've got any suggestions or things you'd like to see, just comment them as well. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!